Hello students, in today's video we will discuss some other methods that are used to separate substances. The first one is sedimentation and decantation. Sometimes it is not possible to separate components of a mixture by winnowing and handpicking. For example, at your home you can see your mother wash rice or pulses before cooking. Do you know why? So that the impurities like dust, soil particles get separated by dissolving in water. Sedimentation is the process in which heavier components in a mixture settles at the bottom after water is added to it, and when water along with the dust is removed, the process is called decantation. Here in this diagram you can see that the left beaker contains water with insoluble impurity, and if it is left to stay for some time, the insoluble impurities will settle at the bottom and pure water stay at the top part of it. This process is called sedimentation. As pure water is at the top part, we can now easily separate it, and this separation is known as decantation. By using this principle, two immiscible liquids or the liquids that do not mix with each other get separated. Let us take a mixture of oil and water. If this mixture is allowed to stand for some time, they form two separate layers. The component that forms the top layer can then be separated by decantation. Filtration. Let's take an example of tea. After tea is prepared, leaves need to be separated from liquid by using strainer, because we does not need tea leaves after tea is prepared. We only need its liquid. Here tea leaves are insoluble in water and separated from the liquid. This process is called as filtration. So filtration is defined as the separation of solid or insoluble substances from liquid by passing it through pores of a filter. So in this process we need objects which have very tiny pore, so that these pores allows only liquid to pass through it and block all the solids. Many objects can act as a filter. Even a cloth can also act as a filter. The best example is a filter paper. These papers have very tiny pores on them. So how can we use a filter paper? We fold a filter paper and make a cone and put it over a beaker. When we put muddy water in this paper, then solid particles remain in the paper and water can pass through it. At your home, you can see water filters. They have candles which acts as a filter. Evaporation. The process of conversion of water into its vapor is called evaporation. Using this process, salt is obtained from seawater. In this process, seawater is allowed to shallow pits and it gets heated by sunlight. Slowly, water turns into water vapor, and after some time, water is evaporated completely. Then, common salt is obtained from the mixture of salts by further purification. Now condensation. It is the opposite process of evaporation. In this process, water vapor is converted into its liquid form. Can water dissolve any amount of a substance? It means if we put any substance in water, can the substance dissolve completely? First, you should know about two terms, solute and solvent. Solute is a substance that is added to a liquid, and that liquid is called as solvent. Together they form a solution. Let us take an example, water and sugar solution. Here sugar is the solute and water is the solvent, because sugar is the substance that is going to dissolve in water and water is the liquid in which the solute is going to be dissolved. If you pour sugar in water continuously, you will see that some sugar remains undissolved in water. That means no more sugar can be added. Now we could say that it is a saturated solution. Saturated solution is a solution that has maximum amount of dissolved solute and no more solute can be added to it. Now, what factors may affect a saturated solution? First, by adding more water. By adding more water, the extra solute that are undissolved can be dissolved, and the next one is by increasing temperature. That's all for today. Thank you.